I wanted to work on a new series. Well, not really a new series. It's something I've done before, but let's just pretend it's new. I'm going to start calling this Resin Daddy, where I check out the resin kits that I buy. And, I think it would help to at least catalog it and talk about some of them with people. Case in point, this is the YJL Perfect Strike Gundam. Or just a Strike Gundam, actually. Like, this works on the Perfect Strike or the normal Strike, either or. Overall, this is a cool kit. It came out about a year ago now, almost. I was waiting for New Type HQ to get it, but they didn't get it in, oddly enough, so I had to buy it elsewhere. This model kit is using the Anchor T paint line, so you probably recognized all of this. And honestly, it's kind of hard to get this paint, and on top of that, the paint itself, it's iffy, in my opinion. They put enough in the jar that you get an amazing bang for your buck, but one, getting it is hard, and two, there's some weird sort of nuances, if you will, with the paint, in the sense of if you use E7's clears, the clears eat through the Anchor T paint. Really weird stuff. If you use a Gaia Notes clear, it won't eat through the clear, but if you use like a mask setter to set your decals, then it eats through the clear and the paint. I really don't know what to make of it, so I've stopped really using the paint altogether, or if I do use it, I don't use any sort of mask setter with the Anchor T paint at all. But enough talking about the paint line that you can't get in America anyway. The overall design, I have to say, I do like. It straddles the line between a good design, but not being too far over the edge. Sometimes with third-party manufacturers or garage kits, whatever, they go into the Michael Bay zone. Maybe you like that design aesthetic, but for me personally, I don't really dig it. It only works in certain instances. So YJL walks that line of staying true to the original design without going so far over the edge that it doesn't really look like the Gundam you're working on anymore. Everything here seems to be rock solid as far as design and castings, because that's pretty much how YJL is. That's what makes them one of my favorite resin manufacturers, and they're coming up with plastic model kits soon, so keep an eye for that. If the quality stays the same as I assume it will, it'll definitely be something interesting and to give Bandai pause, in my opinion. I'm going a little off script here, even though there isn't really a script, but third-party manufacturers are now putting out these really impressive Gundam-esque model kits with at least reinforced aluminum frames in certain areas where there'd be weak points in the joints. And really just, I feel like they're pushing it forward, which is odd to say because Bandai should be doing that. But as of late, it feels like Bandai's been really resting on its laurels, pumping out stuff on P Bandai, recolors, and so on and so forth. And we're not exactly getting kits that really, really make you go, wow. I mean, when you look at the RG New Gundam, High New Gundam, it's still back heavy and falls backward. The same can be said of the Strike Freedom MGEX. Maybe these kits do need some sort of aluminum support to make the kits capable of standing with their heavy backpacks. To make another point about YJL stuff, this is the SH Studios Sinanju back parts for the fuel tank. I have boiled these in hot water 2 times and reshaped them, and they're still bowing, dude. It's wild. And if you don't get them hot enough to bend them back in place, they snap like twigs. It's a brilliant design. I love it. I'm glad someone made it, but it still needs tweaking. Let's move on to the next kit. The Labs Barbatos Lupus Rex, or Barbatos, however you want to say it. They originally did one about 4 years ago or more for the full mechanics version of the Barbatos, or whatever the hell you call it, right? And now they decided to do a version 2.0 for the master grade version of the inner frame, which thank God they did it. Oddly enough, Bandai didn't. It doesn't really make sense because in Iron Blood Orphans, all of the frames for the Gundams are the same. So literally, you could just tweak the frame and you've got another model kit. I really don't know what Bandai's doing. They don't make sense. But the Witcher Mercury fans are crying over a stupid same-sex marriage, and we've got real problems. I will say that this design for the model kit is leaning towards Michael Bay areas. I know, I said I'm not into that, but sometimes you got to work with what you got. I do still think it's a very cool design. It's very sleek, a little wild looking, but Overall, I'm interested in what they have to offer here. It's a great design. I was part of one of the original pre-orders, so I think the one I got comes with these weapons and extra shoulder bells that I think mirror the original design more. So that's a cool little extra for being a big weeb. The castings on this guy seem to be decent. I can't really say that I found anything wrong with it. It does come with a few extras like a metal rod that I'm pretty sure is used to balance this guy, because I bet once you put all that resin on this frame, it's going to be heavy. The booklet is nice, actually. I love these sort of booklets where it looks kind of like a magazine. It's got premium paper. It's got wonderful color tones to give you a clear idea of what you're shooting for when you paint this. The instructions seem easy enough to follow, thank God. I don't think the eyes are clear, so I'm probably going to have to cast my own version of the eyes. Oh, what? Oh, the eyes are part of the faceplate. Oh my God. Airbrush it green for the eyes, mask it over, probably paint it black, mask that. Or no, I could probably do white. You could just hand brush to black because nobody's really going to see that. So, all right, I have a clear idea what I'm going to do here. Pretty simple stuff. Not too heavy. Super detailed though. This thing is insanely detailed. Look at all of this, dude. It's a masking nightmare. Unfortunately, Cantonese Studios didn't come up with a masking kit for this. As of late, it seems like they've been working exclusively with certain third-party manufacturers of resin, which, you know, it's cool. They probably work directly with them and they get accurate measurements for the masking tape, and bing, bang, boom, it's perfect every time. But on the other end, that kind of leaves you up in the air with these sort of admittedly cool but hyper detailed kits that also need about as much masking, and you're back to the old way of doing it, which probably I'd say the worst part of painting a resin kit is masking it. That has to be the absolute worst. It's very time consuming. You have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to have a sharp razor blade, an iron will, and steady hands like a surgeon, because one miscut and you just rip the paint right off your resin kit in most cases. But overall, I'm loving this thing. I really can't wait to build it. It looks sick as all get up and go. Next up, we've got stuff from Amazing Cast, and this is probably the, I can't even say it, the Gerbera tetra. Gerbera? I probably can't say it correctly, and I'm not going to bother Googling it because well, Google says Gerbera tetra, which I don't think is right, but whatever. This is a kit that's designed off of the 0083 Stardust Memories design. The redesign of the GP04 when it was sold to Shima Gadahao, and she took it and revamped it to look like a Xeon suit. It's a suit you're never going to get from Bandai. You're never going to get a master grade of this. And a perfect grade would never happen. Literally, it'd have to be an alternate universe for you to see this thing. So companies like Amazing Cast step in and they fill a huge void that Bandai leaves behind. I genuinely don't know what the thought process is to just have such sick designs like these and you just do nothing with them. Absolutely nothing. But I guess, thankfully, there are just a few devoted fans that care enough to recreate these sort of things, and I'm happy to buy it. But I will say that Amazing Cast's castings aren't that great. From what I could see in this kit, what I've looked at, there's definitely some issues that are going to require a loving hand to really clean up and make look right, which is regrettable because, you know, it sucks to have to put that much energy into it because you just kind of want to enjoy the build. But resin kits are specifically for people who genuinely love Gundam too much. That's just all there is to it. I'm too into Gundam to where I'm at this point in my life where I can't get the kits I want, so I literally A, have to scratch build, or B, buy a resin kit. And I much prefer buying resin kits because it saves me a little bit more time than scratch building, which isn't my strong suit, but I need to work on. As I said before, the packaging for this kind of sucks. Like, this is the sort of stuff you'd expect from a third-party manufacturer recaster. So, like, you'd expect a recaster to ship you a kit in this sort of state instead of it being from the official source. And that's probably why Amazing Cast has been getting not that great of a rap as of late when it comes to the resin kit market. I've seen people say many times it's not that good. I'm gonna have to build one and let you know what's up as far as that's concerned. It's better to have a clear idea of what's going on rather than writing it off completely as a lost cause. But so far, what I'm seeing, I'm kind of iffy on. and time will tell what I'm dealing with when I actually get to building one of these. Most likely, I'll be working on the Amazing Cast GM Custom from 0083. Another fantastic grunt suit design that Bandai has not made a master grade for. Wait, they did, but way back. We're talking like they probably did that in like the year 2000, bro. So yeah, it's out of date. And that's probably going to do it here because I don't think I recorded everything I was doing. And if you enjoy these sort of videos where I talk about at length resin kits, let me know in the comments. I will invest in a new sort of camera apparatus that will allow me to film overhead so you can see everything I'm looking at a better angle instead of this one. It's just, pumping another $400 into a channel that probably makes $50 a month isn't exactly financially viable. But you know how it is. But anyway, that's enough for me. Got a lot to do today. And as the man who gave me my first airbrush said, do great things.